Evergreen Park Community High School senior William Duffner, known to most as Billy, had a spark of inspiration over the winter. His idea? Helping the homeless one brick at a time. After months of research and trial and error, and late nights of planning and designing, Billy developed a durable, flammable brick not made from clay or concrete, but from recycled paper and cardboard. Once perfected, he launched a non-for-profit called Heat for Homeless to distribute these eco-friendly heat bricks to those in need.
So H for H stands for Heat for Homeless, and what we do is we make paper bricks out of recycled paper, mostly like newspaper and stuff, and we push them into bricks, and homeless people can burn them in order to stay warm during the winter months. I mean, I always like doing stuff outdoors, and I found these videos of people on homesteads. They would shred their paper because they'd use everything they can to stay warm in the winter. And they all said it was a good idea, but no one could bring it to scale. And I thought it was a really cool idea, and I started doing it myself. And then I realized, maybe there could be a serious need for this. So much paper just gets thrown out, and, anybody can do this. As far as I know, no one's brought it to the scale we have so far.
Billy didn't do it alone. A driving force behind the project's early success was his grandfather, Bill Duffner. Bill shares stories about Billy's character growing up, describing a young man full of curiosity. He also played a hands-on role in the project's beginnings, opening up his workshop for the first round of brickmaking.
There was something about him that he just enjoyed doing things, developing ideas, whether it be something physical like making these bricks, or talking about other things on what he wants to do with his life. This came to us. He called me one day in the early winter and explained what he was doing. I couldn't figure out what he was trying to do. But he called because all the bricks were freezing because he was doing it at the side of the house. And I think he was calling, hopefully I'd say, hey, come on, bring it into the shop and maybe we could do it over the winter. And I fell for that. So we built all the, pretty much all the equipment to manufacture the bricks.
The process itself is surprisingly simple and effective. It begins by shredding paper and mixing it into water to create a pulp. This pulp is then scooped into molds made of rectangles fitted with horizontal PVC pipe to allow airflow. More pulp is added, and then the mixture is pressed to extract excess water. The bricks are then extracted and placed on a drying rack for 7 days, after which they are ready to use. Billy explains the process of using the bricks.
With each brick, what they do is it is super light and it's super durable. You can drop it, you can throw it, it won't break. And what you do is you place them on top of each other, and with a fire starter that we make, that's what you use to start it. And once it starts, the fire starter will light for about 20 minutes, and that'll catch onto the bricks, and the bricks will burn for about 45 minutes to 50 minutes. During the winter months, it's super cold. We give them an aluminum tray, and you can burn them in there. And while it's burning, you can huddle around it for the heat, or you can even cook stuff on it. It burns very clean. There's little actual fire that goes on. It's more of a combustion, but it gives off an immense amount of heat.
Initially, his grandfather was skeptical, but once he saw the bricks in action, he recognized the potential and became one of the project's biggest supporters.
I've always been impressed by Bill, but this was no different. I was just, first I was taken back on why would he ever think of this? And then as we started working on it and developing it, I was like, this kid has got it. He knows what he's doing. And as he was asking for, how can we do this and that, and we'd sit down, draw it up, and then put together the pieces of equipment. And then on each stage, then he would think about it and say, can we improve it by doing this? And so we would then go through and modify it. And so it's a beautiful process of taking a product from nothing, literally nothing, we're talking shredded paper, and turning it into something that can be useful to people.
As the project grew, the distribution network came together with the help of his friend and local organizations. Billy explains how these partnerships help get the bricks into the hands of those who need it the most.
One is just a friend who he volunteered to go out, and we gave him one package of bricks, and the very next week he came back and said, yeah, we need 10 more. And that's when it really brought it to our eyes, like, wow, there is a serious need for it. And so we started giving it to him, we wanted to bring it to scale. We didn't want to tell many people about what we were doing because we were not really ready to dish out a bunch of bricks and distribute very large numbers until we bring it up, which we have. And ever since then, a couple other organizations we've been working with have offered to give them out or have a place for them to be put.
Both Billy and Bill hope others will be inspired to replicate this idea or find their own way to contribute, whether it's making bricks or supporting the mission in other ways. Their goal is simple: to spread warmth and hope.
Our idea was just to get the word out about what we do and kind of encourage other people, maybe in different states or different areas around, to maybe try it themselves. Maybe it's not the exact same process. And I think it's really good to encourage others to try something for themselves. And for our thing, it would be just to maybe have like some service club or something say, hey, we would like to do this. And we can go to them and we could set them all up with all the supplies and everything, and maybe they could try it out for themselves.
For now, Billy continues making his bricks, stacking them with care one by one. Each one is small but powerful step to change. To learn more about this project, visit Heat for Homeless on Facebook. I'm Claude Martinez reporting for Will Cook County News.